The cardboard box sits on your floor. You haven't even opened it yet. The cat is already inside. It doesn't need an invitation, and it doesn't need the box to fit. This happens in every household, in every country, with every breed of domestic cat on record. It's one of the most consistent animal behaviors ever documented. For most of human history, we called it charming and moved on. Charming, yes, but something far more specific. Every domestic cat alive today descends from one wild ancestor, the African wildcat, a small, solitary hunter from the rocky hillsides of North Africa. Domestication began roughly 10,000 years ago. 10,000 years sounds like a long time. In evolutionary terms, it's almost nothing. Not nearly enough time to rewrite millions of years of survival programming. Your cat's nervous system still expects the desert. In that desert, the African wildcat faces one constant calculation. How many directions can a threat come from right now? Out in the open, the answer is every direction, simultaneously. Raptors from above. Jackals from every angle on the ground. In a rock crevice, that calculation changes completely. A threat can only approach from one direction. The brain's stress response system quiets down, and the body relaxes. But enclosed spaces aren't only about avoiding threats. The African wildcat doesn't chase its prey. Its strategy is patience. Stay completely still until prey comes within range. A cat that fidgets in its hiding place fails as a hunter. Calm body. Focused mind. The wildcat that mastered this was the one that ate. That same program is still running in your living room. There's also a third reason, less obvious than the other two. Your cat is mildly cold in your home for much of the year. Their comfortable temperature range starts at around 30 degrees Celsius. That's roughly 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Most human homes sit at around 20 degrees Celsius. From your cat's perspective, your living room is cool. Cardboard fixes this. The ridged interior of a cardboard box traps air. Trapped air is one of the best thermal insulators there is. Within minutes, the inside of the box reaches exactly the temperature the cat wants. Something else happens the moment the cat steps inside the box. A cat's whiskers span, roughly, the same width as the cat's own shoulders. They function as a live measuring tool. As the cat moves into a tight space, the whiskers send a continuous signal. Tight but navigable, the same signal the nervous system maps to shelter. And the pressure of the box walls against the cat's sides triggers something else. The body's rest and relax response. Touch sensors in the skin detect the pressure, and the nervous system settles. This is likely why cats consistently choose the tightest available box. Not the biggest, the tightest. In 2014, researchers in the Netherlands ran a straightforward experiment. They took newly arrived shelter cats, some of the most stressed animals in any study. One group received cardboard boxes. The other received nothing. The cats with boxes calmed down measurably faster. They started eating again sooner. A stressed cat that starts eating again is a cat that's recovering. Then a 2018 study at Purdue University pushed this further. Cats with no access to any hiding space were tracked for 28 days. By day 21, their stress hormone levels were still elevated. The body was still running on high alert 3 full weeks in. Then, the immune data came back. The no-box group's immune system had measurably weakened. They developed significantly more respiratory infections than the group with boxes. A cardboard box changed their health outcomes. There are 5 things the research has found that most people haven't heard. The first concerns the geometry of the box itself. Wide and shallow boxes are preferred over tall and narrow ones, of the same volume. Cats want lateral contact, the walls pressing against both sides of the body. The opening is positioned at, roughly, 1 body length from any obstacle. Not to hide from the world, to launch into it. The second finding is stranger. Researchers put squares of tape on a floor, no walls. No box. Just an outline. Around 30% of cats consistently sat inside those squares, across multiple tests. The visual boundary alone appears to activate some part of the same circuit. A line of tape on the floor, and the cat's nervous system reads shelter. The third finding runs counter to what most people assume. This behavior isn't a quirk of domestication. A 2015 review looked at 23 zoos, housing large wild cats from around the world. 91% of them reported their big cats voluntarily occupied enclosed hiding structures. All of them without any training or prompting. The behavior runs through the entire cat family. The fourth finding is about what cats are actually assessing once they're inside. Researcher Dennis Turner spent decades tracking how cats position themselves inside enclosures. They always face the largest opening. If a potential threat appears, they turn toward it. They're not trying to disappear. They're taking up a defensive position, one with clear sightlines and a reliable exit route. The fifth connects all of these together. Cats have been associated with humans for roughly 10,000 years. Dogs have been domesticated for up to 30,000 years, and the difference shows. Cats show far fewer behavioral changes from their wild ancestors than any other common domestic animal. Your cat still expects a desert. The cardboard box is the closest thing it found. So, what does all of this mean for how you keep a cat? The Global Professional Body for Cat Health made an official statement in 2020. Providing hiding spaces ranks alongside food and water as a welfare necessity for indoor cats. Not a comfort bonus. A genuine welfare need. For households with more than one cat, the number of hiding spaces matters directly. One dominant cat can control access to the only available spot. The others will carry the cost, elevated stress levels, and more frequent illness. The recommended minimum is one more hiding space than you have cats. Veterinary clinics are redesigning their practices because of this research. A veterinary training program now requires hiding options at every stage of a vet visit. Not as a courtesy, as a health measure. This isn't sentiment. It's data. The box never changed. What changed is what you know about who's sitting inside it. Somewhere in that curl of cardboard and fur is a desert hunter. Waiting. Warm. Safe. And ready. See you in the next one with something just as surprising.